Escape engineers inspect the summary video. Just on emergencies, we've got treads that are dangling here, treads falling, so I cannot go up this cantilever. I'm going to have to come from above now. I will be coming down. A lot of these treads are just falling just by stepping on them, and even including number one, it's fallen. Number one tread has fallen. I've got photographs of that. So we definitely got life safety issues on this examination. Treads are falling, and more treads are ready to fall, in that when you look up from underneath, you can see that definitely there's no more bolts. The rust is huge, and a lot of the rust is 3/8 or ½ inch thick, so that's already eaten all the shafts of the bolts. So a lot of these treads needs aside from the upstairs treads, which we have to identify, these currently are not safe. A life safety issue. Fire escape engineers inspect the summary video. We're here in Lower Manhattan. This is a fire escape that is showing signs of movement. So this fire escape, as you can see when you look straight down, she's definitely pushing out that way. This bar that is supporting the whole staircase is pushed that way. There's unverifiable connections into the roof line, which they seem to just have covered over. So unverifiable connections that, again, will be verified through load testing, or if we open this up and then reclose it during this inspection process, we can guarantee that these are properly mounted. But the evidence is that there's some shift, there's some movement going on with these brackets. Excessive rust in the connections, including that one. See how between those two, you can actually see the bracket, and then the flat that ties into it is already opened out. So it's not safe. I'm not going to be going down this one. I'm not, you know, it's all twisted out of proportion, and this is actually dipping down. So when you're standing here, you can see that this is dipping down. This flat portion, unverifiable connections here. There's a roof ladder that might be just for access only, or some other use, but it too is not properly attached. The connections there are no longer attached. There's a connection here. This is probably the only connection to the roof. It's just sort of resting on the roof. Looks like there's a piece of wood up there that is connected. So again, not safe to be getting on. Water intrusion, you can already see water's been getting into the connections. Water's been getting into this connection through the hole on the side there. Water's getting into that connection. So this is unverifiable up here. And we've got rust jacking, and in some cases there's going to be ice jacking up here because this is on a roof slant. So this area right here needs some refurbishing of the existing connections, and as you can go see in that corner, there's a huge blowout of rust jacking on that joint corner there. So that's why it's not safe for me to go down this set of stairs. I will take the next video from down below. Test the fire escape treads, all of them, or put a bolt in the middle of the two and you avoid the load test altogether. And that's what I would do. This is a pretty old building, and I don't think she's going to be able to take 3,000–5,000 pounds worth of load to test the various components at various times. So again, we do have quite a bit of this fire escape that is in good order, and we have quite a bit of this fire escape that is just showing its sign, but there is definitely some pull and pushing, and we just have to verify some of these things to make sure that the building is not ready to pull away and that everything is properly sealed. You know, you don't want water getting in here. You want to make sure that the through bolts are all, you know. So here's some original hardware. Here's some carriage bolts. So it may be that some things were brought in after the fact. You know, this vinyl siding covering a lot of what we normally would use to get an idea of what's going on in here. But she's been kept painted. We've got, you know, the grading, all the grading on the fire escape just needs to be reinforced from below, just to make sure that none of it opens up. But it looks in good order. But it's still a component with there is a rust factor happening inside. And now just going down this staircase, as you can see, my biggest concern is that this needs to be balanced. It needs to be dropped to the 3 feet per second when you release it, and that's not the case now. She's pulling away from the building over there. That weight box is expanding and ready to drop. Should it drop, it's going to hurt somebody. And the fact that the cantilever does not hit the ground is one of the biggest issues, because that's another life safety concern. So it ran out of chain, so I'm going to go down very quickly, and then we're going to push this thing back up. But the fire escape right now is dangling in the air, probably 2 feet from the ground. and that's not what it's supposed to be. The chain is original, so we got to change that chain out to a cable. As you can see, she's moving as I walk down. Let me get it off the thing first. As you can see, should we have a failure, not only does this cantilever come down, but that piece of steel will hit somebody on the ground. All right, so there it is, 2 feet off the ground. There it is, running out of chain. So this cantilever, we'll push it back up for today. But it's a fire escape that does need a paint job, but that's not the major issue with it. Original hardware, meaning the fire escape has never been refurbished in its lifetime. And welded connections, and the fire escape is pre-existing, non-conforming, not built to industry standard today or back when it was built. So we just have to either do a reverse calculation or sister up some of the major supports to make sure that we are meeting the requirement. And again, up there, the way it's tied into the roof is totally different than the norm of what is acceptable under industry standard attachment or code attachment. So we just need to double up and verify that so that we're feeling good about that. Everything else is through bolted, as you can see. We've got some pull that we've talked about, and those will be addressed during the refurbishing. Original hardware, so there's not really a lot of rust in the connections, but you need to either load test it or sister up all this steel and back up a lot of these bolts, and she'll avoid the load test. But we'll discuss that at length with the owner as to what some of the steps are. City official will have also some information that they will share with the owner here as to which way they want to go. But the fire escape is, other than the things I mentioned, is not a total basket case, but she's got some life left in her. Any questions, fire escape engineers, inspector summary video. This is Cisco here in Wolfboro, New Hampshire, 866-649-0333.